Hey guys, this is Gyro. Welcome to a sort of preview video for the bow in the demo for Monster Hunter Rise. I am using footage captured from an early access preview of the demo, so thank you Capcom for that. This is not meant to be a tutorial or exhaustive walkthrough. There's probably going to be moves that even I don't know, and this will give you a good place in the comment section to let me know down below so that we can share some information and really just enjoy these weapons while we have the demo. So one thing I do want to note here that I'm not going to be talking too much about the buttons because you can do a lot of different customization here. When you're, especially with the bow, you can use gyroscope. If you want, you can turn gyro on. You can turn on, I don't know why you'd want to, but normal gyro, and this means everything in the game is gyro, which is just disorienting. But you can turn that off and make it just for aiming. So with that on, anytime you're using the wire bug, if you notice I'm now gyroed, or if I have my weapon out, it's also aiming with this as well. So some people may really be looking forward to that with either bow or the bow guns. I find it disorienting and I'm not very good at gyroscope to begin with, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. But there are a lot of different options here to tweak it to your preference. There are also some other button control setups for bow specifically, but I do prefer the default type 1 here, which is very much like a shooting game. So when you're weapon out, you hold down ZL, and that is your target, and ZR fires the bow. And you can hold it down as well. Now, if you watch any of the other weapon previews, you'll notice that ZL was always used for the wire bug, but because of bowgun and bow and having to aim with it, obviously they have to change it when you're using this type of setup. So in this case, it becomes the R button. So holding R and pressing X does one of the silk binds, holding R and pressing A does the other. So if we hold R and press X, we'll do that awesome backflip. Now this backflip is actually much more of a game changer than I originally thought it was going to be, at least in my time playing this demo so far. I've really enjoyed it. For example, we can go through here and really just eat through stamina. Let's just do some stuff here and then do the backflip and watch what happens. It just recharges you up. And the amount of iframes that you get on that is quite big. And if you notice, it only took one bug. So you can really be in there just going crazy on a monster and then quick get out of the way. You can evade out of it if you want afterwards. But it is a really good technique to get back your stamina and to also get some iframes in case you find yourself in a sticky situation. If you do have two wire bugs, it is definitely worth using the R and A one. Holding R and pressing A will draw you into that Herculean draw. And now your attack power is increased. But because they are locking out the equipment menu, I can't tell you exactly how much this is increasing it by. But yeah, it does seem like it's going to be a substantial boost. So something definitely worth doing. And it seems to last for a pretty good while as well. Other stuff that you can do with the bow, so you got your aiming, you've got of course your files here by holding L and going down. We can go through all these different files. Let's go ahead and put on some power coding with the X button. Just a little bonk, get that in there. Of course we do have our dash charge, which was something from World. So if we do a dash here, we can charge. From there we can do a normal shot. Or we can press A afterwards to do a power shot. Or A again to do a power volley. So you get 3 in a row. Really eats through your stamina, but again with that ability to regain it back, it's not so bad. Shoo, go backwards, get back some stamina. I'm curious if that stacks with stamina recovery speed up. I'm sure it does, and that's going to be really nice. By pressing X and A at the same time, we can go into the Dragon Piercer, which is always fun. And of course you can charge into that to make sure that it's a stronger version. Boo! Very satisfying. The other move which they did not list in the instructions, so just so you know when you do play the demo, if you go into Hunter Notes, Weapon Controls, they do give you a list of controls here, which we can see here. You can tab over and it tells you a little bit about the codings. It tells you about the focus shot and the Herculean draw. If we press the R button, it does give us some useful combos. Unfortunately, the game does not tell you how to do all the moves, which is typical of Monster Hunter, isn't it? So you can press the A button with your weapon out to do a 2-hit combo with your arrow, which is nice. It does cutting damage. And then after a step, you can also press it. Oops, sorry. You can also press X, not A this time. And what that'll do is do this lunging strike with the arrow, which I like a lot. Ooh, yeah. It's cool. For the Bisha 10 set, I do not know what the actual skills that it's giving us in this demo is, but it is a normal shot type, so you're going to want to keep that in mind when it comes to critical distance. There we go. And of course, and I almost forgot, so this is a punch edit, but I almost forgot about the arc shots. So when you're charging up your bow, if you hold A button here, you'll see the arc shot come in. And now instead of being like a rain of real annoying bullets, it's now actually a buff. So it looks like the Bisha 10 bow will give us some type of recovery up skill, something to do with healing, where I imagine some bows may have like an attack power up, which we've seen in trailers and stuff like that. So I'm very happy to see them redesign this in a way that gives a little bit more support functionality to the weapon, which I think is definitely interesting. But also, you know, less annoying stuff when you're playing online with other players. So yeah, so that's the arc shot here for the bow. We'll have to wait for the final game to see really all the types of variation that there might be. Now, I am warning you guys, I am not that good at bow, so the photos that you're about to see might be a little bit like, ugh. But hopefully it'll give you an idea of what it might look like in combat. You can use wire bugs and draw into an attack here. It is an arrow attack that can be used to initiate a mount for a monster. Although I don't think you're going to be doing a lot of mounting if you are a bow user in this game. Let's go ahead and hit A, hop on our doggy, and let's go fight something, shall we? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I missed. You can rapid fire your bow, and it does go up a charge level. I think that was something that they introduced in World as well. Here we go, Arzuros. Okay, Arzuros actually hits really hard in this demo, just so you know. The Great Izuchi is the beginner one, and you can fight him, and it's pretty easy. And he doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but Arzuros is definitely a much heavier hitter here. So let's give him a nice greeting. Oh, he's not too happy. Let's see if we can get him out with him. He has some cool new moves, which I really like this sort of round around run. He used to run just at you, but now he does a circle, and it's really hard to get away from him. So he's quite agile. So if you try to use wire bugs, he can be pretty hard to hit. So if you notice there, I did get one wire bug hit off, but it's not enough, obviously, to mount. Trying to get a second one here. He's just so hard with the wire bug because of all this running around. They really knew what they were doing when they balanced him. Let's just go and put him to sleep, shall we? Wow, did I just whiff every single one of those? So if you notice, I'm out of stamina, so you can go ahead and use those wire bug arts to regain. One thing I did notice is that when you use that wire fall, which is that technique I just did there, which is the ZL button with B when you get hit, it does put your weapon away, and I found myself many times messing up my controls because I forgot that it puts your weapon away. There we go again. So you have to draw your weapon again. Should put him to sleep. Yeah, that got him to sleep. And go ahead and leave some surprises for him. One thing that's nice, if you notice, these small monsters are not waking up the monster anymore. I don't know if that is a new change or if it's just something that's happening in this demo, but it looks new, and that's a very welcome change because there was nothing more annoying than small monsters waking up a monster that you put to sleep. Wake up time. Oosh. This is actually good to show off the weapon here because I am going to be using the Great Izuchi for the other weapon previews. See, I can't talk and play at the same time. I'm horrible at it. So you guys are wondering why I don't stream. This is one reason why. Let's go ahead and go put some blast coatings on. Talking and playing is a different skill. And it's not something that everyone has. I have heard that you can learn how to do it. But I hardly have the time or the initiative to put in the time to do that. So let me see if I can get a mount, only because you may not be watching the previews for all these videos, so I'll try to get a mount in each one of these, just in case. Did I get it? Yeah, I got it. So go ahead and let's ride on him. We are now in puppeteer mode, which I really like. We can now use this to hold R, and we get a choice here between light, strong, or we can launch it into a wall a few times. He is a wild beast. We do get about 60 seconds. You see that gauge there in the bottom. Let's go ahead and pick on the Great Izuchi, shall we? So let's try to bring him back. Let's hunt for the Izuchi. If we launch him into the Great Izuchi, it will actually allow us to mount the Great Izuchi as well. Or we can go ahead and just attack him like crazy, which is what we're going to do. So strong attack because he's not expecting it. Oh, and I whiffed. It's monster on monster mayhem. The Great Izuchi is a tough one. He's actually really good to mount. He's quite powerful. Okay, so we're almost out of time here. If you notice, our mount gauge is now down quite a bit. And I've whiffed way too many attacks. So let me go ahead and launch him. Let's get off of him and jump on the Izuchi. So you can do this pretty easily once per hunt, per monster. Let's go ahead and punish him. But definitely the Insight Glaive, I notice I'm able to get on monsters quite more often, which is great. Because that is a weapon that does deserve some type of special benefit for being an aerial weapon. Let's go ahead and attack him some more. I'll show you the final attack that we can do with the Great Izuchi here. I'm really curious to know what the community thinks about this. I really like the mountain system. I think it's fun. I think it's different. Oh, here we go. Finisher. Claw him to death. Okay. Oh, these poor monsters. I probably needed to be way further back when I initiated this. But that's okay. Actually, you know what I'm messing up? I should be using my Herculean draw. If I have wire bugs and I'm not using them, I really should be keeping this up because the power increase is quite nice. Come on, Arzuros. Whoop, missed me. Anyways, I think I've had enough time playing with him and I really stink at the bow. So let's not get into that. Wow, and the companions took the kill. I didn't even get it. How pathetic is that? Anyways, I hope this shows you guys a small sort of demo of what the bow looks like in this game. I really like it. I just love the sidestepping that we got with the charging. I love the idea that we have a built-in Silkbind attack, which allows us to recover stamina really fast. And I love the idea that if you are just chasing down a monster, if you haven't been using your wire bugs, that you can go into this Herculean draw. And that will increase your base power as well, which is cool. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this small little weapon preview. Let me know if there's another move for the bow that I was not aware of and I missed. I would love to know down in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, happy hunting.